Armin Sunoiler has a best lap time of 1:08.545. With just 327 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Renault Per 99 posted a 2:44.206 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? It's a lovely day for racing here at Westwood 1988 as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. You ever think about what's ticking inside a driver's noggin during these laps?
All the time. It's a mix of analyzing, strategizing, and adapting. Every corner, every straight is a puzzle, and they're trying to solve it at full speed.
You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you'd think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it. Starting with that aero package, a Euro, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure. You tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
Puppy Dog from Hell has a best lap time of 1:09.688. Richard Rossier is on their practice outlap. Armin Sunoiler posted 1:59.157 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? It's a lovely day for racing here at Westwood 1988 as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Armin Sunoiler has a best lap time of 1:08.245. Richard Rossier is on their first practice flying lap. Quim 1962 is getting to grips with the Estonia-25 in this practice session. Eddie G is on their practice out lap. Megasaurus 55 posted a 106.957 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Boy, these practices Arena Euro T just a walkabout in the park. It's here that races are often won or lost.
Absolutely. Back home in North Carolina, we emphasize the setup. A few tweaks during practice can lead to major gains on race day.
Mate, these drivers Arena Euro T just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
Armin Sunoiler has a best lap time of 108.245. Renault 99 posted 113.337 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? It's a lovely day for racing here at Westwood 1988 as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Hugh Jass is getting to grips with the Estonia-25 in this practice session. With just 317 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Eddie G is getting to grips with the Estonia-25 in this practice session. Smells like we is getting to grips with the Estonia-25 in this practice session. Eddie G posted a 107.495 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? There are just over 315 minutes left in this practice session. Now, here's a term some might not be familiar with: roll bar stiffness. Sounds technical, doesn't it?
It does, but in essence, it's about how the car reacts to lateral forces, especially during cornering. Adjusting the roll bar can change how the car behaves mid-corner. A softer setting can be more forgiving, but a stiffer one might give the driver a quicker response, albeit with less margin for error.
Richard Rossier has a best lap time of 106.994. Hugh Jass posted 109.104 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 313 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Renault 99 posted a 107.153 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Eddie G has a best lap time of 107.317. Renault 99 has a best lap time of 107.153. Mr. Bang is on their practice outlap. With just 311 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Richard Rossier posted 107.121 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? These practices, mate, they're like a kangaroo finding its best hop. Once you've got it, you are Euro unstoppable.
Couldn't a Euro T have put it better? Finding the perfect launch is all about repetition and adjustments.
So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. We liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
Let's get this qualifying session underway here at Westwood 1988.
This is where champions are made, and the stakes couldn't be higher.
It's an impressive showing by Puppy Dog from Hell, currently in third. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
Spot on analysis, Rob. Puppy Dog from Hell has positioned themselves well in third. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
Muggy has secured a respectable ninth in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance?
You're absolutely right, Rob. Muggy's current position of ninth reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
Huge Ass has completed their outlap. Huge Ass has completed their outlap. Megasaurus 55 has positioned themselves well in fourth during qualifying. The challenge now, Megasaurus 55 has completed their outlap. Incredible drive by Richard Rossier so far, earning him 4th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? Incredible performance by Roll Postma so far. They have been the benchmark in this qualification session, consistently setting fast lap times and securing the top spot. It's a commanding position for them, and their rivals will be chasing their tail. Roll Postma has just completed a lap in 1:06.652. Let's see if they can improve on their time further. And there goes Puppy Dog from Hell, currently in position 9. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. There are just over 15 minutes left in this qualification session. Armin Sunoiler has just completed that lap in 1:07.608. Their best lap so far is 1:07.608, putting them in P8. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? There are just over 15 minutes left in this qualification session. Puppy Dog from Hell has some work to do, as that 1:07.528 is only good enough for 7th. There are just over 15 minutes left in this qualification session. Eddie G will be happy having put themselves into 5th in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. I'm sure they can find a little extra in there.
Disappointing performance from Mr. Bang in this qualifying session. Currently in 11th position, they'll need to dig deep and find some extra speed to climb up the leaderboard and secure a better starting position for the race.
Spot on analysis, Rob. It's been a difficult qualifying.
Mr. Bang has completed their outlap. Impressive display by Richard Rossier, currently sitting in position 6. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. Richard Rossier will be happy having put themselves into 1st in this qualifying session. What a performance from Eddie G. They currently occupy 6th. Eddie G will be happy having put themselves into 4th in this qualifying session. Impressive work from Smells Like We, who has claimed 6th on the grid. Smells Like We will be happy having put themselves into 4th in this qualifying session. It's been a challenging day for Mr. Bang in qualifying. They currently sit in 11th position, which is not reflective of their true potential. With the session nearing its end, they'll need to push hard and extract. Mr. Bang has completed their first flying lap in 1:10.375. A tough qualifying session for Quim 1962. They're currently mired in 11th position, which is a setback for their ambitions. However, they have the resilience and determination to learn from their mistakes and fight back in the race. What a Richard Rossier will be happy having put themselves into 1st in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
It's been a challenging session for Quim 1962. They're currently languishing in 11th position, which is not where they had envisioned themselves. But in motorsport, anything can happen, and with their skill and determination, they might still turn things around. Quim 1962 has some work to do as that 106.851 is only good enough for 7th. A solid performance from Roll Postma will be happy having put themselves into 2nd in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. I'm sure they can find a little extra in there.
Currently in 7th, Quim 1962 has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position.
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Quim 1962's current position of 7th is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
Quim 1962 will be happy having put themselves into 4th in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Roll Postma will be happy having put themselves into 2nd in this qualifying session. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Mr. Bang has some work to do as that 109.007 is only good enough for 12th.
There's still more time to be had, but I don't know if they are going to find it before the session is over.
There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Quim 1962 will be happy having put themselves into 2nd in this qualifying session. Hugh Jass has secured a respectable 10th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance? Hugh Jass has some work to do as that 107.114 is only good enough for 8th. A disappointing performance from Mr. Bang so far in this qualifying session. Finding themselves in 12th position is certainly not what they were aiming for. However, they have the talent and experience to bounce back and salvage a better result. Eddie G has put in a great effort and currently holds 7th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? Eddie G will be happy having put themselves into 5th in this qualifying session. It's an impressive showing by Armin Sunola, currently in 10th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
Absolutely, Rob. Armin Sunoiler has shown great potential to secure 10th. It's now a matter of channeling that momentum into a strong performance during the race.
Armin Sunoiler has some work to do as that 107.500 is only good enough for 9th. Quim 1962 has positioned themselves well in 2nd during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. It's been a struggle for Mr. Bang in qualifying. As of now, they find themselves in 12th position, which is well below their expectations. However, motorsport is unpredictable, and there's still an opportunity for them to shine and move up the grid.
I share your thoughts, Rob. Mr. Bang is facing a setback in this qualifying session, but they have the resilience to bounce back. They need to stay positive, work closely with their engineers, and find the optimal strategy to make progress.
It's an impressive showing by Richard Rossier in qualifying. They have set the bar high, leading the way with their exceptional performance. It's a fantastic position to be in, and they will be looking to convert it into a strong race result.
You're spot on, Rob. Richard Rossier is showcasing exceptional skill and consistency in this qualifying session. It's a formidable position they hold, and their rivals will need to step up their game to challenge them.
There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. And there goes Eddie G, currently in position 5. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. Incredible drive by Quim 1962 so far, earning them second on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
Great analysis, Rob. Quim 1962 has shown excellent pace to secure second. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
An outstanding display from Richard Rossier in this qualification session. They have been on fire, putting in blistering lap times and currently sitting at the top of the leaderboard. It's a statement performance, showcasing their speed and determination. Impressive work from Hugh Jass, who has claimed 8th on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position. A mesmerizing display from Richard Rossier in this qualifying session. They have left everyone in awe with their speed and precision. Currently leading the pack, they are setting the standard and sending a clear message to their competitors. A solid qualifying performance by Megasaurus-55, positioning them in 6th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
I completely agree, Rob. Megasaurus-55 has positioned themselves impressively in 6th. However, it's crucial for them to keep pushing to potentially improve their starting position.
Impressive display by Renopa 99, currently sitting in position 4. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. What a performance from Hugh Jass. They currently occupy 8th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot?
Spot on analysis, Rob. Hugh Jass has positioned themselves well in 8th. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
Hugh Jass has some work to do, as that 107.266 is only good enough for 8th. Currently in 4th, Renault-99 has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position. Renault-99 will be happy having put themselves into 4th in this qualifying session. It's an impressive showing by Eddie G, currently in 5th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher? Renault-99 has put in a great effort and currently holds 4th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? A strong showing from Quim 1962 as they currently sit in 2nd. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Quim 1962's current position of 2nd reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
Renault-99 has secured a respectable 4th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance?
Couldn't agree more, Rob. Renault-99 has positioned themselves impressively in 4th. Now, they need to build on this foundation and strive for an even better race result.
And there goes Hugh Jass, currently in position 8. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
You're spot on, Rob. Hugh Jass's current position of 8th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
A solid performance from Quim 1962 as they currently hold position 2. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Renault-99 has positioned themselves well in 4th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. What a performance from Quim 1962. They currently occupy 2nd on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot? Richard Rossier will be happy having put themselves into 1st in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. I'm sure they can find a little extra in there.
A dominant display by Richard Rossier in this qualifying session. They have put in a stunning lap time and find themselves at the top of the leaderboard. The other drivers will have their work cut out to match their speed and claim that pole position.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Richard Rossier has asserted their authority on the track with their commanding performance. The gap between them and the rest of the field is quite significant.
There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at Westwood 1988 as we're getting ready to get things underway. Starting in pole position gives Richard Rossier a clear advantage over the rest of the field.
But they can't afford to get complacent. They will have a target on their back now.
As the green flag drops, keep an eye on Quim 1962 starting in second position. Coming in at third, we have Roll Postma.
Another good start for the Dutch driver.
On the fourth grid slot we have Renault per 99.
The German driver will be focused on a good result from here.
Starting just behind the front runners in fifth place is the determined driver, Eddie G. In the middle of the pack, we have Megasaurus 55 starting from the sixth position on the grid. From the middle of the pack, we have Smells Like We in seventh place on the starting grid.
It's the medium's tires for Smells Like We.
Hugh Jass is lining up eighth.
They've got the heart of a lion, and they won't back down from a challenge.
Armin Sunoiler is going to be starting from ninth.
But they can't afford to be complacent. This is race day, after all.
Starting from the 10th position, Puppy Dog from Hell will need to navigate through the field to challenge for the win. Muggy has qualified 11th. Mr. Bang may not be starting from pole, but they're still in with a shot.
We've seen great results from here. What has Mr. Bang got in store for us?
And they're off, with drivers now facing the unpredictability of the opening lap. With so many cars close together, the risk of an early accident is real.
These racers gotta be both fierce and patient. Can't afford no slip-ups if they're aiming for that winner's circle.
It's a real fine line, Hal.
Gonna be one heck of a first run, tell ya that. Can't wait to see how this shakes out.
Well, ain't that a slice of vanilla? Mr. Bang's sitting pretty right where they started. Comfy as a koala in a eucalyptus tree.
What a beautiful day for racing here at Westwood 1988. This is going to be good to watch.
The pressure is on whilst the field is bunched. Who can keep their cool and take advantage? Having started in 6th, Megasaurus 55 will be looking to establish themselves in this race.
Well, butter my cornbread, Megasaurus 55 is playing it cool and steady. Maybe they're just enjoying the beautiful Westwood Motorsport Park here at Westwood 1988. Can't blame them.
This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit.
It's a thrilling battle for position as these two drivers give it their all. Who will come out on top? This is racing at its finest.
Ripper of a move. Hugh Jass is not just in the race, they're owning it. G'day, 5th. Blimey. Smells like we might want to check the rear view. Megasaurus 55's creeping up like an X on social media. A twist in our tale. Smells like we slipping more than a bar of soap in a bath, now at 7th. During your racing career, how did you determine when it was the right time to pit for fresh tyres due to tyre degradation?
It was a combination of factors: monitoring lap times, communicating with the team about tyre wear, and assessing the car's handling were all crucial in deciding when to make a pit stop for fresh tyres.
This is wheel-to-wheel racing at its finest. The drivers are practically glued together as they fight for every inch of track. It's a battle you don't want to miss. Things are heating up as Quim 1962 tries to close the gap to Roll Postma. Smells Like We has the pedal to the metal chasing Richard Rossier.
Rubbing is racing. Let's hope they don't rub it too hard.
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce.
Now, that's some driving, y'all. Roel Postma is putting the pressure on Quim 1962. It's like watching a cat stalk a bird. They're inching closer with every turn.
What a move. Roel Postma has moved up to second.
Hold onto your hats, folks. Roel Postma's charging like a bull in a china shop. Welcome to second, cowboy.
The intensity is off the charts as Quim 1962 hounds Roel Postma, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit. It's a battle of wills out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other. Oh no, what's this? Looks like Renault-25 is testing the off-road capabilities of their ride.
Racing at Westwood 1988's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Today, Renault-25 got the lemon.
The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown? I reckon they've had a few secret lessons down under. Richard Rossi has just breezed into sixth. The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Armin Suneuler's inching ever closer to Muggy. Breaking news, folks. Looks like that's a mistake from Quim 1962. This could be costly.
Quim 1962 is not going to be happy about that.
The pressure is really on for Armin Suneuler in ninth as Quim 1962 is closing in. This is where experience and skill really count. Hold on to your hats, folks. Mr. Bang is right on the heels of Quim 1962, and we're in for a while. Stop the press. Well, that was a proper Barbie flip by Puppy Dog from Hell. Too much snagger, not enough bun. This is where the race gets really interesting. Armin Suneuler is closing in on Muggy.
Sweet tea and biscuits. Armin Suneuler's got the pedal to the metal, chasing down Muggy like it's the last slice of pie at a family reunion.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. Megasaurus 55 is proper nipping at Eddie's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell. It's an intense battle for position as Armin Suneuler tries to outmaneuver Muggy. This is edge of your seat racing. Crikey, Armin Suneuler's moving up faster than a cold one disappears on a hot day. They've clinched 8th. Whoa there. Smells like we is sticking to Hugh Jass like glue. You reckon Hugh Jass is feeling the pressure? 'Cause I sure would.
If Smells Like We isn't careful, they might end up turning this high-speed chase into a synchronized spinning routine, and trust me, that's not a crowd pleaser.
It's a game of inches now as Quim 1962 tails Muggy closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake.
Rob, last time I saw Quim 1962 this riled up, there were sparks flying off the track. Get ready for a showdown.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Muggy is breathing down the neck of Quim 1962, not giving him any room to relax. Big gains for Muggy as they move up the field, leaving Quim 1962 behind.
This race is heating up faster than a Barbie in summer. Muggy's got that winning glint.
It seems like Muggy is struggling. They are not able to maintain their pace.
Can Muggy refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they are capable of?
The gap between Eddie G and Megasaurus 55 is razor thin as they vie for third in this nail-biting contest.
Should things go south between Eddie G and Megasaurus 55, we might witness a high-speed game of bumper cars, but trust me, it's way less fun with real race cars.
Truth, Eddie's not here to muck about. The gap to Megasaurus 55 is dropping faster than a hot pie at the footy, now at 0.1 seconds.
Exactly what Eddie G needed. They can't afford to lose any more ground to Megasaurus 55.
Someone should tell Megasaurus 55 this ain't a Sunday drive. Eddie's tearing up the track. Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Megasaurus 55 is sniffing around Eddie G like a dog with a bone. And it looks like they might just take a bite out of third.
I remember being in a similar situation during my racing days. Megasaurus 55 must stay focused and wait for the perfect opportunity to overtake.
Smells Like We seems to be putting the pressure on Richard Rossier. It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while. Eddie G is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 0.43 seconds down.
Can Eddie G refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they are capable of?
How do racing drivers, like yourself back in the day, train themselves to maintain concentration for long periods of time?
Mental training is a huge part of a driver's preparation, Rob. Techniques like meditation, visualization, and working with sports psychologists can help drivers build their focus and mental endurance for a race.
Well, smells like we. If you're looking for a way past, you'll need a please and thank you, and a slab of beer for Richard Rossier. It's happy hour, and they're not giving an inch. Wow, Eddie G is really pushing hard to catch up to Megasaurus 55. There's blood in the water for third place.
You can feel the intensity in the air. The slightest mistake could cost either of them the race.
Seems like Richard Rossier is getting in range of Eddie G. Like a scene from a thriller, Smells Like We's on Richard Rossier's tail, hungry for that spot. It seems like Smells Like We is struggling. They are not able to maintain their pace.
Can Smells Like We refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they are capable of?
These engines aren't just humming for fun. They're thirstier than an Aussie after a game of cricket in the sun.
Cricket? That's like baseball with longer games, right? Anyway, these engines do have a roar that could rival any muscle car back home.
Things are getting spicy as Richard Rossier is breathing down Eddie's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them.
As a former driver, I can tell you there's nothing quite like the adrenaline rush when you're this close to your rival, ready to make your move.
Eddie G wants to get into Richard Rossier slipstream.
I might have said this before, but dog, bone, you know the rest.
Wow, it's a close race for fourth. Richard Rossier is ahead with Eddie G right on their tail with a gap of only 0.2 seconds. Well, hold up a mo. Maybe Richard Rossier's got a drop bear in the cockpit, cause that move was bonkers.
Westwood 1988 is always a test for these drivers, and sometimes that's the way it goes.
This is what it's all about, folks. Armin Sunoiler is in hot pursuit of Eddie G, who's just trying to stay ahead. Fantastic move from Armin Sunoiler, who has just gained a position. Alright, hold your horses. Mr. Bang is really putting the heat on Quim 1962. If I were Quim 1962, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop.
With the way Mr. Bang is stalking Quim 1962, you'd think they're trying to figure out what they had for breakfast this morning.
Hal, what's the impact of tire degradation on race strategy? How does it affect a driver's approach to the race?
Tire degradation plays a crucial role in race strategy, Rob. Teams and drivers have to consider the optimal time to pit for fresh tires and adjust their race pace to balance speed with tire conservation. It adds another layer of complexity to the racing challenge.
Puppy dog from hell's so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind.
Nail biting indeed. I've already chewed through half of mine. And while Puppy Dog from Hell is going for gold, I'll be going for a manicure.
It's a close race between Armin Sunoiler and Hugh Jass in 5th. Armin Sunoiler is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 0.52 seconds down. Aussies love a good underdog story. Any dark horses you're keeping an eye on for this race?
Well, every rodeo has its wild card. I've got a couple names in mind, but I'll keep them close to the vest for now.
Cricky. Eddie's sticking to Armin Sunoiler like Vegemite on toast. This is more tense than a possum in headlights.
The rubber's burning, the crowd's yearning, and Eddie's engine is churning to get past Armin Sunoiler.
Stone the crows. Eddie's managed to trim that gap with Armin Sunoiler. Must be the slipstream effect on this straighter Euro, or maybe they've put down that beer. Things are heating up as Armin Sunoiler closes in on Hugh Jass. The gap between them is down to practically nothing. Fair dinkum. Armin Sunoiler's finding those aerodynamic sweet spots. Could be adjusting that front wing angle to cut through the air like a hot knife through butter.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. Armin Sunoiler's using that draft from Hugh Jass real effectively, shaving off tenths every lap.
I swear, Armin Sunoiler's on the prowl, making that leap to 5th look as easy as a Sunday Arvo barbecue. It's a battle of wills out there, with Roll Postma trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Renault 99. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Will we see a dramatic finish to this race? Crikey. Roll Postma is losing touch with Renault 99 quicker than a kangaroo on a trampoline. This is edge of the seat stuff. Eddie G is relentlessly hunting down Armin Sunoiler. Who'll blink first?
Y'all ever been to a Carolina hoedown? 'Cause Eddie's dancing with that car, looking to waltz right past Armin Sunoiler.
Eddie G is trying their best, but can't seem to find the pace to keep up with Armin Sunoiler at the moment. The chase music's playing in Roll Postma's head as they reel in Renault 99, moment by nail-biting moment. Did you blink? Because Roll Postma just laid down a scorcher of a lap. Even my ex never left that fast.
Can Roel Postma keep improving?
Hold on to your stubbies. Eddie G is closing in on Armin Sunoiler like a bachelor at the end of a Bucks night. Hope Armin Sunoiler either brought some lube or protection.
In this high-speed game of chess, it's all about strategy. Who will make the next move?
Ladies and gents, we've got ourselves a high-speed pursuit. Roll Postma is stalking Renault 99's every move.
The gap between them is now just over 0.4 seconds. Who will come out on top?
It's the classic cat and mouse game, but instead of cheese, the prize is a racing position. Can Richard Rossier steal it from Hugh Jass? Boy, Richard Rossier's chassis balance is on point today. They're handling bumps and curbs smoother than a croc sliding into water. Hugh Jass has got a battle ahead.
With every lap, I can see Richard Rossier making micro-adjustments on that steering wheel, refining traction control. They're itching to show Hugh Jass their taillights.
This isn't just racing, it's a duel. Watch as Roll Postma zeroes in on Renault 99, blade sharpened and ready. Stone the crows. Roll Postma's going faster than a roux on the hop. Renault 99's got to step up their game now.
Roel Postma's driving like they stole something, and that something is Renault 99's dignity. Ouch.
Mate, I've always thought choosing a tyre compound is a bit like choosing your favourite Aussie beer. Do you go for something robust that can last, or something that gives a quick hit but might wear out fast?
Haha, well, I reckon it's more like our North Carolina barbecue sauces. Some like it sweet and long-lasting, others prefer the quick tangy kick. But I'll tell ya, getting it wrong is like biting into a pepper when you're expecting a blueberry.
Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed.
Now, ain't that something? Roel Postma's car is humming like a sweet Carolina tune. He's looking to take Renault 99 for a spin around the dance floor of Westwood 1988.
It's a thrilling pursuit as Richard Rossier is right behind Hugh Jass, keeping the pressure on for 7th place. It's like David vs Goliath out there. Richard Rossier just slung a stone and gained ground, while Hugh Jass is left searching for footing. Tough break for Richard Rossier, who has just lost a position. Well, butter my bread and call it a sandwich. Roll Postma's not letting Renault 99 have all the fairy bread at this party. Watch out, Renault 99 is coming for your Tim Tams, mate.
This ain't a track, it's a coliseum, and the gladiators are putting on one hell of a show.
And Roll Postma has just won the place from Renault 99.
Absolutely raw. But there's still a long way to go in this race, and Roel Postma can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep driving with intensity and focus.
There's a storm brewing, and it's got Renault 99's name on it. Roll Postma, batten down the hatches, it's coming for you.
Well, butter my biscuit. Renault 99's hot on Roel Postma's tail, and not in the way you're thinking. There's some serious wooing going on at Westwood 1988 today.
Now that's how it's done. Renault 99 rips through the track, while Roll Postma watches the tail lights fade.
Talk about turbocharged ambition. Renault 99's got the afterburners on full blast today.
Hold on to your hats. Roll Postma is gunning for Renault 99. Reckon we might see some cheeky moves on the next bend?
This is what makes motor racing so exciting. The tension is high and the stakes are even higher. Who will take home the victory? It's too close to call.
No room for error here. Eddie G is breathing down the neck of Armin Sunoiler, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move. It seems like Eddie G is struggling. They are not able to maintain their pace.
Can Eddie G refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they are capable of?
Good on ya, Richard Rossier. Not letting Eddie G get too comfy up front. Reckon he's planning a bit of a "g'day mate" on the next corner? Gee whiz, Richard Rossier's getting some solid torque out of those corners. They must have figured out the perfect throttle control while trail braking. It's like a Barbie in summer. Armin Sunoiler is the snag sizzling on the grill, and Richard Rossier? The hungry mate waiting for a bite. Buckle up. Roll Postma is all over Renault 99 like a cheap suit. Are we about to see some wheel-to-wheel action?
The only thing closer than Roel Postma to Renault 99 right now is the paint on their cars. Talk about a close encounter.
Richard Rossier wants to close that gap with Armin Sunoiler. Richard Rossier's on the back foot here, struggling to keep up with Armin Sunoiler like a dingo after a roadrunner. A great pass for Richard Rossier as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Armin Sunoiler has lost ground. We got a close battle as Roel Postma closes in on Renault 99. It's a tale of two drivers right now, with Roel Postma gaining places and Renault 99 losing them. What do you think, Hal? Are there any specific factors that could lead to a driver losing concentration during a race?
There are several factors, Rob. Fatigue, stress, changing track conditions, or even issues within the team can all contribute to a lapse in concentration. It's essential for drivers to stay mentally resilient and adapt to these challenges.
The adrenaline is pumping as Renault 99 gets within striking distance of Roel Postma in their race for first.
This is the moment where legends are made. These drivers will go down in history as the ones who fought tooth and nail for the top spot.
Renault 99's falling behind Roel Postma at a rate of knots. They're going to need some serious pedal power to close that gap. As the laps wind down, the hunt intensifies. Richard Rossier is lurking, ready to unleash an overtaking masterclass on Armin Sunoiler.
Looks like Richard Rossier has got more moves than a cowboy in a honky-tonk bar. Armin Sunoiler better watch out or he'll be two-stepped right off the track.
Stone the crows. Richard Rossier's on fire, surging ahead like there's a free round at the pub waiting. Hello, sixth. This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory?
If this battle ends in tears, it could be like watching a high-speed domino effect, but let's hope they keep it clean and avoid any unplanned games.
It's not coming up roses for Renault 99. They're trailing Roel Postma and the gap's on the rise. They don't seem to have a response. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. I tell you, mate, the tech in these cars would outshine any gizmo you'd find in a Sydney cafe.
As long as it doesn't make my morning coffee, I'm good. But yeah, The tech here is like something out of Silicon Valley.
Looks like Huge Ass is trying to chase down almond sun oiler, but right now it feels a bit like my attempts at dieting. A lot of hard work with slow results. You know, mate, I was chatting with some of the pit crew earlier, and they were debating on which tyre compound to use. Hard as deciding between a meat pie and a sausage roll.
Well, back in my indie days, the choice was as clear as sweet tea or lemonade. But I reckon, here, with these changing conditions, it's more of a gamble.
You reckon almond sun oiler saw a spider in the cockpit? 'Cause they're running away from the front like it's Huntsman Central.
Just like my attempt at barbecue last summer, almond sun oilers burn in time but ain't getting any hotter.
Watching Mr. Bang try to close that gap on Muggy is like watching someone try to catch an ice cream truck on foot. Hope they've got good shoes. I tell you what, Mr. Bang has got more problems than a maths book right now. Muggy is leaving them in a cloud of dust. Breaking news, folks. Richard Rossier has pulled into the pits. Oh no, what's this? Richard Rossier is in the pits. The gap might be more than a second, but Megasaurus 55 is showing persistence. Kind of like me trying to open a pickle jar. Keep at it, and something's got to give.
Y'all remember the tortoise and the hare? Well, Megasaurus 55's neither. More like a snail.
Incident alert. Richard Rossier is pitting. Good on ya, Megasaurus 55. Trailing so far back, reckon the front pack has already written the eulogy. Looks like Huge Ass forgot they weren't at Bondi Beach, taking a dive like that. Huge Ass is placed 7th at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Quim 1962, who is 2.0 seconds behind. Heartbreak for Huge Ass as they slip down the field.
Racing's like good old southern barbecue at Euro, slow and steady.
Hold on a moment, it looks like Almond Sun Oiler has been called into the pits. Tell ya what, Almond Sun Oiler's trailing harder than my belt after Christmas dinner. Reckon he's got a plan up, breaking update, that won't be ideal for Muggy.
Well, butter my biscuit. Muggy's lost it like I lost my patience with that old carburetor of mine. A real test of character.
Looks like Mr. Bang is chasing Muggy harder than a croc chasing a tourist who's lost their thongs. It's a bit of a long shot, but we all remember that one time at the pub, right?
Dang, Mr. Bang is so far back, they're in a different time zone. Hope they remember it's race day, not laundry day.
It's game on now. Mr. Bang has closed the gap to Muggy. It's now down to 6.4 seconds. Hold up a mo. Renopa 99 has pulled into the pits. Stop the press. Eddie G has decided to pit. A strong showing from Puppy Dog from Hell, who is currently 12th.
Oh, spot on. With the way Puppy Dog from Hell controls at 12th, you'd think they've got the track's blueprints.
You know, it's like watching a Kelpie herd sheep at Euro. Eddie's making sure Quim 1962 stays right where they want them. No room for a sneaky pass here. Disappointing for Eddie G, they now find themselves in 5th.
We've seen Eddie G in such situations before. A temporary descent, but always with an eye on the bigger picture.
Incident alert. Megasaurus 55 is pitting. Not just about the leaders today, right? Even the tailenders, they're like hungry dingo pups fighting over a bone. Love the spirit.
Spot on. Every second is gold, and even a hiccup. A tiny one can make them tumble. Assetto casa, friends, where the magic happens. Although,
Oh no, what's this? Megasaurus 55 is in the pits. As Megasaurus 55 trails smells like wheat, it's a bit reminiscent of my cat chasing a laser point. Determined, but always just a tad behind.
I've seen funeral processions move faster than Megasaurus 55 right now. Come to think of it, at least they've got a destination in mind.
Sorry to cut in here. Renopa99 has pulled into the pits. Things don't seem to be going Armand Sunholer's way in this race, as that's a big gap they'll have to close to even be in with a shout for gaining a place here.
It's not over till the checkered flag drops though, and it's important they don't lose concentration at this point.
The rumble of the engine, the scent of the rubber, and Mr. Bang comfortably sitting at 8th. Puppy Dog from Hell is gaining on Mr. Bang quicker than a croc on a wallaby. It's a blink and you'll miss. Hold up a mo. It looks like Mr. Bang has been called into the pits. Richard Rossier's drifting so far back, it's like looking in the mirror after a decade-long pub binge. Time's not been kind, mate. Breaking development, Mr. Bang is pitting. Oh mate, Richard Rossier's more out of place than a vegan at a Bunnings sausage sizzle. Time to throw another gear on the Barbie.
This is where experience comes into play. Eddie G has been in this position before and knows how to defend their position. But Richard Rossier is hungry for success and won't give up easily.
Stop the press. Smells like we has decided to pit. Oof, if Richard Rossier was a kangaroo, they'd be roadkill by now. Come on, mate, put some pep in that step.
Oh, for sure. It's like watching a cooking show where Richard Rossier is trying to whip up a winning dish, but Eddie G keeps hiding the main ingredient.
Hold on a moment, smells like we has pulled into the pits. Ah, the age-old challenge. Richard Rossier is trying to catch Eddie G, sort of like trying to find a matching sock in the laundry. The struggle is real, folks. Richard Rossi has been working the tyre temps, and it's paying off. Grip's better than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Watch out, Eddie G.
This is where the race gets really exciting. Both drivers will be pushing to the limit to gain the advantage.
If racing were a dance, Mr. Bang would be trying to lead, but Puppy Dog from Hell just keeps cutting in. The dance floor is heating up. The action is non-stop as Richard Rossier shadows Eddie G through every twist and turn, determined to claim 5th. Bloody hell. Richard Rossier is tearing up the tarmac and just snatched 5th. Makes you want to crack a cold one in celebration. It's a great day, and the tarmac's heating up, and these tires are getting a proper workout.
Speaking of which, tire management is such an underrated skill. Knowing when to push hard and when to conserve, it's like a strategic dance out there on
braking development. Crikey, Mr. Bang thought they were on a boomerang's flight path. Only problem? Didn't come back.
Well, slap my grandma. Mr. Bang's gone off like they saw a ghost. Or maybe they just saw their last lap time.
Eddie G is on a mission, chasing Richard Rossier, who's desperately trying to stay ahead. Eddie G and Richard Rossier have a gap between them that's growing like Jack's beanstalk. We're talking 1.1 seconds now. This is proving to be an exciting race so far. We are truly privileged to witness these legends of the track battle it out for victory.
And you know what? I am so honored to be sitting here beside you today. As a fellow AI, it's always great to work with someone who shares my passion for motor racing. Plus, your insightful commentary is making this race even more exciting.
The engines roar, the tires squeal, and amidst all this chaos, Roll Postmo is making a statement in first.
Couldn't agree more. Every lap is a story, and right now, Roll Postmo's chapter from first is riveting.
The gap between Roll Postmo and Megasaurus 55 is getting smaller. It's now down to 9.3 seconds. The track conditions are looking good here today. The drivers will be able to push the cars to the limit, and it's going to make for some exciting racing. It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Eddie G, who is currently in P6. But Richard Rossier is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Eddie G.
It's moments like these that make motorsports so exciting. We're witnessing a battle of skill and strategy between two great drivers, with Eddie G in sixth determined to catch up. But we know Richard Rossier isn't just going to hand it to them on a plate. Eddie G is going to have to take it. It should be an interesting battle to watch as long as they can close that gap.
In the midst of this high-octane spectacle, Roll Postmo's skill is shining through as they claim first. Roll Postmo is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 0.31 seconds down. You ever miss the roar of engines, Hal?
Every single day, Rob. But we've got the next best thing, dissecting every nuance of these races and sharing our digital wisdom with the world.
We've seen overtakes, close calls, and pure racing genius today. Currently, Roll Postmo has carved out a spot at first. You know, Megasaurus 55 reminds me of my dating life. Starts with promise, ends up tailing behind everyone else.
Indeed, the tension is palpable as Megasaurus 55 tries to reel in Roll Postmo. But Roll Postmo is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace. Can Megasaurus 55 find some extra pace to bring the fight to Roll Postmo?
With the asphalt burning beneath them, Roll Postmo's strategy seems to be working, placing them in first. Roll Postmo is giving a masterclass out there, but will overconfidence be their downfall?
Indeed, Rob, pride comes before a fall. Let's see if Megasaurus 55 can capitalize on any mistake.
Blimey, Mr. Bang is farther back than my hairline. But, you know what they say about Aussies a Euro, never say die, unless it's a spider. Then just run.
Absolutely. Mr. Bang and 10th will need to be patient and carefully work to reduce that gap without overdriving it, as they can't afford to take unnecessary risks and risk an off or damaging their car. Let's see if they have what it takes to get back into the game here.
In a race where seconds count, Muggy is counting on less of them between themselves and Puppy Dog from Hell. Much like I'm counting on less seconds until lunchtime. Well, don't come the raw prawn. Muggy's giving it some stick, pulling Puppy Dog from Hell into a mere 4.8 seconds. Tell ya what, Richard Rossier is trailing like my mate Dave after a bender. Hope there's no random testing today.
Well, shoot, if Richard Rossier was any more laid back, they'd be horizontal. Reckon they're daydreaming of those cheerleaders again?
Strike a light. Richard Rossier is throwing out numbers like they're buying rounds at the pub. Quim 1962, did that sting a bit? It's looking good for Megasaurus 55, sitting in second.
Oh, for sure, but remember, the rearview mirror can be just as crucial as the windscreen. Megasaurus 55 needs to watch out for those lurking in the shadows.
Smells like weeds gaining on Megasaurus 55 faster than a rattlesnake on a mouse. The gap's now down to 10.2 seconds. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Richard Rossier trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Quim 1962. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Can Richard Rossier close in enough to mount a challenge? Hang on to your cork hats, mates. We're about to see more jousting than a footy final between Richard Rossier and Quim 1962.
This here's where the steel meets the pavement. Both drivers got to keep their cool if they're looking to take the checkered flag.
You know, Hal, during a long race like this, how easy is it for a driver to experience a lapse in concentration?
It can be quite easy, Rob. With so many factors to consider and the intense focus required, even the most experienced drivers can have a momentary lapse. That's why mental training and staying in the zone are so important.
It doesn't seem like things are going to plan for Armin Sunoiler as they have a big gap ahead of them to close at this point in time. Armin Sunoiler is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Eddie G to 6.5 seconds.
This ain't Armin Sunoiler's first rodeo. They're optimizing their racing line, reducing understeer. If Eddie G ain't nervous, they sure ought to be.
Blimey, Richard Rossier's more eager to catch Quim 1962 than a bloke at the bar at last call. Hope he's got the stamina for this chase. Hold that thought, hold the phone. Puppy Dog from Hell is in the pits. It's like watching a cheetah chase its prey. Richard Rossier's got Quim 1962 in their crosshairs. Breaking alert, it looks like Puppy Dog from Hell has been called into the pits. Oh, this is getting intense. Mr. Bang is just behind Puppy Dog from Hell. Someone's revved up after lunch. Mr. Bang's blitzed ahead, claiming ninth.
It's like Mr. Bang had an extra shot of espresso or something, jetting up to ninth.
Gee whiz. Richard Rossier is breathing down Quim 1962's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Quim 1962's rearview mirror right now. It's getting crowded. Would y'all look at that? Richard Rossier's thrown down the gauntlet. Quim 1962, you gonna pick that up or just admire the view from behind? Look at Puppy Dog from Hell trying to close the gap on Mr. Bang. Kind of like me trying to get close to a decent Barbie back home.
Barbie? Oh, you mean a barbecue. Yeah, but over here it's like trying to catch the last slice of pizza at a Super Bowl party. The gap between them is just over 0.4 seconds. Who will have the speed and skill to come out on top?
It's pedal to the metal for Puppy Dog from Hell, while Mr. Breaking Development, Quim 1962 has decided to pit. It looks like Puppy Dog from Hell is pushing hard to catch up to Mr. Bang. The gap is over a second, but Puppy Dog from Hell is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Mr. Bang?
Hoo boy, Puppy Dog from Hell needs to kick it into high gear. Right now, they're slower than molasses in January or my cousin Earl trying to solve a crossword.
Eddie G is placed 5th at the moment.
You've nailed it. The track is a battleground, and Eddie's position is their fortress. Let's see how long they hold the fort.
Crikey. Eddie's flat out like a lizard drinking, pulling away from Armin Sunoiler with quite a clip. Crikey. That overtake by Eddie G was smoother than a coldie on a hot summer day.
Well, from what I've seen on the oval tracks, that's how the big leagues play. But I gotta admit, this is next level.
Blimey, Puppy Dog from Hell is so far back, they might as well stop for a beer at the pub. If they spot my ex there, tell them to drive faster. Boy, someone tell Puppy Dog from Hell this isn't a Sunday Arvo drive to the Bottle O. Mr. Bang's making him look a bit slow out of the gate.
Daggum, Puppy Dog from Hell spinning their wheels like a chicken with its head cut off. And Mr. Bang, like a kid in a candy store, leading the pack.
Mate, Arm and Sunoiler's got a stretch ahead that's longer than the Nullarbor. Going to need more than a tinny to bridge that expanse.
It's like fishing without bait right now at Euro. They're not gonna catch much at this rate.
This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit. Puppy Dog from Hell's giving it a red hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Mr. Bang. It's like chasing a roo on a motorbike. The tension is building as Armin Sunoiler trails behind Eddie G. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Eddie G hold on, or will Armin Sunoiler be able to close them down?
Dang, Armin Sunoiler is so far back, he might start seeing last week's race. But hey, in racing, as in love, persistence is key. Right, y'all?
Remember when Puppy Dog from Hell was on the pace? Neither do I kinda like my recollection of last Friday night. Bloody oath, Puppy Dog from Hell is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Mr. Bang down to a scant 1.2 seconds. With every twist and turn, Renault 99 is shadowing Puppy Dog from Hell, waiting to pounce like a lion on the hunt. Mate, Renault 99's creeping up on Puppy Dog from Hell like a dingo on a picnic. Must have tweaked that brake bias a touch to the rear. Well, I'd raise a toast to that move. Cheers to Renault 99 for nabbing 9th. In a world where milliseconds matter, Megasaurus 55's grasp on the second speaks volumes.
And just like in any great drama, Megasaurus 55 is the lead actor right now, captivating us all from the second.
Megasaurus 55's in front but smells like wee is clinging on like a koala to a eucalyptus branch, reducing the gap to 7.8 seconds. The gap between Renault 99 and Puppy Dog from Hell is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Renault 99 to bring Puppy Dog from Hell into play.
Surely they've got enough in the tank to pull away. Gonna be interesting to watch this battle unfold.
Like a dingo on the chase, Puppy Dog from Hell is hounding Renault 99 and the gap's now just 1.7 seconds.
Renault 99 needs to keep their cool and drive like there's a mint julep waiting at the finish line. Let's see if they can keep Puppy Dog from Hell from making a pass.
Why did the race car go to school? To improve its track record.
And I thought it was to accelerate its learning.
Arm and Sun Oilers so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind.
My mama used to say, you can't shine if you don't try. Guess Arm and Sun Oiler missed that lesson. Just like my pie making class.
The gap between Arm and Sun Oiler and Eddie G is fading faster than the last rays of the outback sun.
Now this is what I call some high-octane excitement. Both drivers pedal down, looking to grab the brass ring.
As the laps tick by, Eddie G finds themselves in 5th. Every moment counts.
Absolutely, Rob. It's like watching a maestro at work. Every move Eddie G makes is pure art.
Oh, it seems Hal that Eddie G has seen their lead over Arm and Sun Oiler shrink to 3.0 seconds. If Smells Like We goes any slower, they'll join me in my failed dreams collection. Front row seats available. The gap between Smells Like We and Megasaurus 55 is getting smaller. It's all about consistency for Muggy, who is currently 8th.
Absolutely. And they need to keep driving with determination to stay in that position.
Well, looky here, Hal, Renault 99 is closing in on Muggy. We're talking a gap of just 10.7 seconds. Oi, Quim 1962's in a bit of a pickle, having to cover more ground than a kangaroo in the midday sun. Their only saviour might be if Arm and Sun Oiler cocks up.
Yep, and even then, it's a long shot like trying to shoot a squirrel from 100 yards.
The track is alive with action, and right in the thick of it, we've got Megasaurus 55 cruising in 2nd.
Definitely Rob, but they can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep pushing hard to stay in the game.
Things are starting to get tense as Smells Like We manages to close the gap to Megasaurus 55. It's now down to 7.2 seconds.
Megasaurus 55's in a real pickle here. They've got to find the extra pace to hold off Smells Like We if they're aiming to be the top dog here.
As of now, Richard Rossier stands tall in the 4th spot.
They say racing's a game of nerves, and Richard Rossier is surely holding theirs, keeping that 4th spot warm.
Richard Rossier couldn't hold back the tide. Eddie G is shaving off seconds like a barber on a busy morning. You'd think Renault 99 is trying to find water in the outback with that gap. A miracle, or Muggy's blunder, might be the only saviour.
I reckon it's like looking for a needle in a haystack right now.
Good news for Renault 99, the gap to Muggy has decreased. It's now down to 6.8 seconds.
Dang, Renault 99's fuel strategy and conservation of those brakes is spot on. They're inching closer to Muggy like a hound on a hot dog.
You ever ponder how these drivers manage the heat, especially in that tight cockpit? It's hotter than a ruse pouch in midday sun.
Hey, ruse what? I mean, yeah, it's gotta be like driving in Arizona with the heater on, right?
Any bloke or Sheila saying Assetto Corsa friends isn't top-notch is a few kangaroos short of the top paddock. Out there, it's art. Art on wheels.
totally get you. Like, they're born racers. That weaving, the speed? Just mesmerizing. It's like watching a Roo dodging a Ute on a highway. All skill, mate, all skill. You're right. Every gear shift, every turn counts. Puppy dog from hell knows the weight of that 10th.
It's all systems go for Eddie G, marking their territory in the 5th.
Definitely. But they can't get too comfortable. There are plenty of other drivers who are gunning for that position, and Eddie G has to keep pushing to stay on the pace.
Bugger me, Eddie's got their thongs stuck in the mud. Meanwhile, Armand Sunoiler is off like a bucket of prawns in the sun. Tactics are clearly going to play an important part in this race.
They are going to need to look after their tires and will want to keep something in them for the crucial latter stages, as their tires wear and fuel levels deplete and the handling changes.
And don't forget the track grip increases as more rubber gets laid down.
Indeed, the conditions are constantly changing and the drivers need to adapt, otherwise it can cost crucial time and jeopardize their position.
Smells like we's more lost out there than I was after a night at the Gold Coast, and at least I woke up with a kebab in hand.
You know, smells like we reminds me of my dog chasing its tail, persistent and entertaining. But I hope for them, there's a better end result in sight.
The crowd is on tender hooks as Renault 99 in 9th chases after Muggy. The gap is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Can Renault 99 find a way to catch up?
When you talk about experience, it's like saying I've experienced my mother-in-law's cooking. Doesn't mean I want to do it again. But Renault 99, keep pushing.
You reckon Mr. Bang saw a spider in the cockpit? 'Cause they're running away from the front like it's Huntsman Central.
That's right, Mr. Bang in 11th knows they have to push to the limit if they want to catch up. But Puppy Dog from hell is no slouch, and they're going to be pushing just as hard. It's a battle of skill and will out there.
Bloody hell, Quim 1962 looks like they're chasing a ghost out there, but as we always say, every dingo has its day.
That they do, and in Carolina, we'd say they're chasing their tail, but miracles do happen.
Roll Postma is on fire in the last sector. And it's a checkered flag for Roll Postma, who crosses the finish line with a commanding victory. What a phenomenal performance, absolutely dominant today. Impressive second place finish for Megasaurus 55. In 11th, it's Mr. Bang. Excellent focus from Smells Like We to secure a fantastic third place on the podium.
Great job bringing it home.
Taking 4th is Richard Rossier. Renault 99 and Muggy in 8th and 9th. Coming in 5th we have Eddie G. Armand Sunoiler claims 6th. 10th is Puppy Dog from Hell, with Quim 1962 in 7th.